Hey everybody, it's your girl Tanya, and you know what? This video is dedicated to the chicken and waffle eaters. Have I got a story for you? Sit tight, and I'm going to get right into it. But first, let's get into the formalities. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to those who are new subscribers. Thank you for returning subscribers. And thank you to the subscribers who doesn't know that they're going to subscribe, but they will after this video. All right, everybody. So it's no secret, I'm a New Yorker. And I am a New Yorker at heart, although I've been gone now for about 20 years, but I still go back. And I'm actually hopefully going to be going back for a week in July or August. But, I'm not from the boroughs, Manhattan, Queens, the Bronx, Brooklyn, none of that. But I love, even when I was home, I'd love to go like to the Bronx. I have family in Brooklyn. I go to Manhattan. So I wanted to look up some restaurants. So you're going to see me looking at some notes because I have some restaurants. But last night I was watching something on OWN and Chef Gennard, and he had visited a restaurant in Manhattan, and that's what made me think about this. But what was so interesting is he talked about Wells Restaurant. And so the title of this video is, did you know how Jazz in Harlem created chicken and waffles? Yes, Jazz in Harlem, how they created chicken and waffles. So listen to the story. I always tell people fact check, but this is what I read and I'm just summarizing it. So, but just imagine like your favorite jazz performer has finished playing a set, and it's like wee hours of the morning, like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Yes, New York City is the city of lights. Yes, but, back in the 1930s, was it really like it is now? You could just, African Americans could, I guess go to all these restaurants. I don't know. But anyway, so just imagine them finishing up at the wee hours in the morning in Harlem, New York. So where do you go eat? That's the question, the jazz performers ask, where do you go eat? Well, this was a thing in the 1930s. And back then, jazz had just blossomed, and the prohibited was over. Prohibition was over. So of course, the musicians, they needed and they wanted somewhere to go, right? They wanted somewhere to go out. And that's where Wells Super Club, also known as Wells Restaurant, comes in. So Wells opened back in 1938, and they quickly became the go-to spot for many musicians. So, okay, they're going to Wells Restaurant. It's 3:30 in the morning. It's too late for dinner, too early for breakfast. So, what are they going to eat at 3:30 in the morning? Like I said, it's not dinner time. It's not breakfast. Well, all that hour, again, dinner, all that time dinner was over at that hour, and it was too early for breakfast, like I said. See, I took notes, but I'm coming at you raw. So you know what? The owners of Wells thought about, why not serve a little bit of both? And that's what he did. Musicians could enjoy the leftover fried chicken, from dinner, and then they'll serve it with some piping hot waffles, and that's what became of the chicken and waffles. But wait, is this how the dish was created, or was it? Yes or no? Well, the original recipe for chicken and waffles came from the Dutch when Thomas Jefferson brought the first waffle iron into the States from Europe. But the kicker is, they didn't cook the chicken and waffles the way it's cooked now. It was more like the chicken was shredded and then it was boiled, but it was nothing like fried chicken and waffles, how we have it now. So Wells, he didn't invent the chicken and waffle dish, but I'm gonna say he invented the fried chicken and waffles. So, like I said, I plan on going to New York in August, and again, I love going into Manhattan, because what is it going to New York and don't go to the Mecca, like go past the Cotton Club and the Savoy. And actually, one time I did go into the Savoy, and it was still done as back in the days, the plaid floor and stuff, and that was really nice. So I've never gone in the Cotton Club, but and then you think about the Beacon Theater, and then the Apollo. So there's just so much history in the Schomburg Theater. Well, with all that, not just that, who doesn't like a good meal? Who doesn't want some good soul food cooking? So what I've done is I've come up with a list of restaurants. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if they're still open. You have to do your homework before you go, but I will definitely list them down below. But the first one is Ashford and Simpson's Sugar Bar. Now, I did look, and they said that, I want to say they open at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then you have Amy Ruth's. Now, these are between what I find is Manhattan and Brooklyn. So again, I'm going to link them below, but you have to look them up to see if they're still open, what their hours are, where they're located. Then you have A Taste of Heaven. Now, this one is an all-time favorite, and I went to this world famous Sylvia's restaurant. I have gone to Sylvia's, and that food is chef's kiss. Yes, it is. Then you have Jacob's Soul Food Restaurant. Then you have the Soul Spot. Then you have Mom Pop Soul Food. Oh my gosh, this one sounds good. Sweet Mama Soul Food Restaurant and Salad Bar. Then you have Manners, not Nanas, Manners, Mannas. Then you have Flavors International Grill. And you have that's all that I have. That's all that I have. I thought I had more for you guys, but I do not. So I check it out, and like I said, I'm gonna leave these in the description below. If you've gone or you want to go and you went, let me know what you think. And yeah, isn't it amazing that fried chicken, I'm going to say fried chicken and waffles, was created by the owners of Wells Restaurant in Manhattan. That's inspiring. We do some big things, and we do some big things, and cooking is definitely one of the big things that we definitely do, because it's nothing like having a good meal. But you guys, I want to thank you, because I like to be authentic, because I'm going to tell you, me and this auditing, see, me and this editing, we're new. Your girl is new. Your girl's trying to get there. It's enough with me, doing the videos and getting the videos out, and just trying, my best to not blubber, have the bloopers, but I'm coming to you real. And it's so beautiful where I am. It's about 80 degrees, and the wind is blowing, and this is the time I could see myself on a cruise, just sitting on the lawn, not lawn chair, beach chair by the pool. Or if, we docked and, I could be somewhere at a beach, just thinking, meditating, reflecting, appreciating nature, appreciating the different blessings I have in life. It's Good Friday. Happy Easter to everyone. And I, hope everyone is gonna be able to fellowship with family. I remember when my mom was alive, these were things that we always did. Like my mom, she's from the South, and my mom loved to cook. And my mom loved to cook big meals because she loved to see people eat. And although she was a nurse by trade, she was a nurse, but I say my mom's real passion was cooking because I feel like, she really enjoyed seeing people eat her food. And it's nothing like it. It's nothing like my mama's cooking. So for everybody who still has your mama, I want you to give her her flowers while she's still here. And not even just your mama, to your dad too. Give dad his flowers as well, And with that being said, I'm going to head back to work. But I tell you guys, it feels so good out here. And I need to go back in the office, but the 1st, the rent is due. And on the 15th, the rest of the bills are due. So with that being said, I'll be going back to work. But again, thank you. And I hope you enjoyed the video with my bloopers and all, because your girl hasn't gotten to the stage where she's very good at editing. But thank you, and I appreciate you. And don't forget, I'm going to have the restaurants linked in the description. And hey, just fact check for yourself. But yes, Wells Restaurant, I'm saying, that and Jazz started the fried chicken and waffle syndrome. Alrighty, until next time, beautiful people, make it a wonderful day. Bye-bye.